What is up, guys? And yes, we're finally back. We've got the laptop back, we're all sorted, we're all back in the game, and now it's time to kick it off with this Q&A. Now I do apologise that it was such a long time ago that I asked you all for the questions, but as you know, my laptop died and all that. But we're all good now, we're all good, so it's going to kick off with this Q&A right now. It's probably going to be in two parts, because I don't want to bore you with such a long, like half-an-hour video or something, so it probably will be split up into two parts. So yeah, without further ado, I might as well kick straight off with it. So the first question is by a good close personal friend of mine, and this is Megam Boom, and his question is, what is my most anticipated PS4 game? Now, I'm probably going to have to say Infamous Second Son so far, from what's been announced. Obviously there's games like Kingdom Hearts 3, but we've only been teased by that so far. But from what we've actually been shown quite a lot of, definitely Infamous Second Son. It looks outstanding. I loved the first two games, and I really think this one, they've really changed it up a bit, given us the new character, the new setting, the new powers, and it really does look great. The visuals look awesome on it as well. So yeah, definitely Infamous Second Son is my most anticipated PS4 game, so cheers for the question. Next one is KCV3, and his question is, what inspired you to make YouTube videos? Well, basically I'm an aspiring sort of video game journalist. That's the career path I want to go down, and this kind of ties in with that. I'm giving my thoughts on gaming news and giving reviews, giving gameplay, all that sort of thing. So it is something I really am interested in as a career. But also what inspired me to start doing it is I've always been a watcher of YouTube. I always watch people's channels. Some of the people that inspired me to kind of do a gaming channel is Broken Games HD, which a lot of you might be subscribed to. He's quite popular in the gaming community on YouTube. Also a guy called Digital Soul. Now he's been on YouTube for around 7 years, since like one of the early days, and he used to do a lot of gaming videos. He's kind of slowed down nowadays. He's a great guy. I definitely urge you to check him out, Digital Soul. Yeah, awesome channel, and definitely that's probably my inspiration, those two channels, to kind of start up my own channel. So yeah, thanks for the question. Next one is another close friend of mine that I personally know, and that is Jack Has Returned. And his question is, if you could take any film and turn it into a AAA game, what would it be? Now I did think long and hard for this question, because it is quite tough. There are a lot of candidates for the question, but I think I came to the conclusion of Lord of the Rings, because I know we've had the movie spin-off games and like the MMOs and all that sort of thing, but it's nothing really stand out about it. It's not a AAA title, any of these games, and I think the whole Lord of the Rings universe is screaming out for like an awesome game like that. I know Star Wars have tried their hands at it when they brought out Force Unleashed, and that kind of worked well. And I think that Lord of the Rings needs that kind of game where we're not following anyone from the movies as such. We're kind of this new character or something, but set in that universe, set on the premise of the whole story of the One Ring and all that sort of thing. I think it would be a really great game, because obviously the setting is awesome for it. I think it's quite sad to say that the best Lord of the Rings games that I've played to date is Lego Lord of the Rings, because that was probably the best Lord of the Rings games on the market today. So I really think they should kind of invest their time into a AAA Lord of the Rings game, because I know for a fact that I would buy it. So yeah, cheers for that question. Next one is from Appfreak 58, and he says, are you a Lord of the Rings fan, and are you looking forward to the second Hobbit film? So yeah, coincidentally that is the next question after what I just spoke about. But yes, I am a Lord of the Rings fan. I've got the trilogy on Blu-ray there. It's only the theatrical trilogy, I don't have the extended edition, and I've got the Hobbit there on Blu-ray as well. Huge Lord of the Rings fan, always have been. I've watched it countless times. And to answer your second question, are you looking forward to the Hobbit film? Definitely. I loved the first Hobbit. I know a lot of people thought it was a bit slow, and dragging it out into 3 films is a bit much, but no, I really do like it. I like the way we're back into Middle-earth, and we're kind of in that familiar setting of Lord of the Rings, and it really does feel like a Peter Jackson film again. So yeah, I'm really hyped for the second Hobbit film. I can't wait for that one. So yeah, big Lord of the Rings fan. So yeah, the next question is from Alex K1IIINGS 97, maybe Alex Kings 97, I'm sorry if I've pronounced that wrong. And he says, if you could be any video game character, who would you be? Again, another tough question. It did take me a while to kind of come to a conclusion, but I think I came to the conclusion of Nathan Drake, because you do get to go to all these exotic places around the world, kind of go through all these tombs, climbing mountains, shoot some bad guys, all that. It looks cool. And yeah, just to kind of travel the world searching for these ancient mythical kind of treasures and everything. It really does look fun, and I like the character of Nathan Drake. He's an awesome guy. And yeah, it's never a boring day really, is it? It's always being chased by something or kind of shot down by helicopters. It's always that adrenaline fueled action. So yeah, I think Nathan Drake would be my pick for that. So yeah, cheers for that question. DG2K187, he's asked quite a lot of questions, so I'm going to plough through these as quick as I can. So he says, what is your kitten's name? Now I've got two kittens, you might have known. One's called Mosey and one's called Dust. I'll put a quick picture up for you there. So yeah, those are their names. What is your favourite wrestling DVD/Blu-ray set? Now my favourite one that I have is WWE ladder matches. Ladder match has always been my favourite kind of stipulation. I've always loved ladder matches, so to have a whole box set dedicated to some of the best ones is definitely my favourite. What is your what is your favourite wrestling pay-per-view of all time? WrestleMania 17, without a doubt. I loved everything about it. It was set in the pure hardcore era of that Attitude Era. That was the kind of defining moment for me, and it was the first pay-per-view that I ever watched as well. What is your favourite wrestling storyline? Without a doubt, has to be the kind of Stone Cold Steve Austin and Vince McMahon feud. I know it's not specifically a storyline, but it's a long feud that kind of spanned out for over a few years. Always has been, always will be my favourite. That was, again, when I think of the Attitude Era, I think of that. So yeah, do you buy strategy guides for your games? If so, which ones do you have? I don't really buy strategy guides at all, really, because we're in the kind of day and age where the internet has taken over. But I do have one, and that is for Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. So yeah, that was that question. What is your favourite cover art for any game? Now I think out of the ones I have, I decided on Far Cry 3. It's a really kind of impactful kind of cover on the front. You've got Vast there, a very intense, serious character with one of his kind of I'm presuming dead bodies in the sand there. And the way he's just sat there cross-legged, he reminds me of the Joker of the Dark Knight. He's really kind of serious, and he's quite kind of wacky character. But also you've got some hanging bodies in the background as well there. That's a really kind of strong front cover there. I really like that cover because Vast again is one of my favourite characters. So I'd have to say Far Cry 3 out of the ones that I have in my collection. What is your favourite epic moment in a game which made your eyes pop out? Basically, I think this will have to be the final Colossus on Shadow of the Colossus. That was probably one of the biggest bosses I've ever seen in a game, and to kind of look up at it and see that I had to try and take it down was seriously, it made me feel really small. Even though I'm looking at a TV screen, I honestly felt really small, and no game has ever made me feel like that. So yeah, definitely the final boss in Shadow of the Colossus for that one. And what is your favourite storyline from a game? I'll probably have to say The Last of Us. Now that is one of the strongest storylines I've ever played. I loved it from start to finish, the whole character development, all of that, and kind of what happens in it is not your traditional game. Things happen in that game which don't happen in other games, which makes The Last of Us stand out for me. I won't give any spoilers, of course, but yeah, if you haven't played that before we enter the next gen, I really urge you, because it is worth it. What's that next? We've got, what are your political thoughts on current events in the news? I don't really have an answer for this. I don't really watch too much news. I only know the kind of major stuff that happens, but yeah, all this stuff with Syria and all that, I don't want World War III. Put it that way. I don't want to be I don't want to be going off to war. So yeah, hopefully that doesn't happen. But yeah, I'm really bad at sort of political stuff, so it's not a good answer, I'm afraid. When was the last time you went on holiday and where did you go? I went to New York City in 2011. I loved it so much. It's my favourite place on earth. You can probably see with my t-shirt there, NYC. I did actually get this from Times Square in New York. Next question is, what is your role for your current job? I work in a shoe shop. Not the most exciting career, I know, but it's just at the moment, and it pays for my game, so I'm not really going to complain. Keeps me going, so yeah, I'm happy kind of where I am at the moment. What is your dream car? Now, I'm really not a car person at all. Not the manliest thing to say. I know I should be into my cars, but honestly, I don't really kind of take too much notice of cars. I've never been into like Gran Turismo either, or those sorts of games. But yeah, I don't really have a good answer for that. So when I watch films such as Fast and Furious, I like the look of the cars. So yeah, get me anything off there, that'll do. What is your favourite colour? My favourite colour is yellow. Don't know why, but what is your favourite drink? I'm not too sure. Probably Coke. I drink a lot of Coke, so probably, yeah, Coca-Cola. What is your favourite food? Toss up between curry and pizza. I eat a lot of the both, so I can't really decide between those. Probably leaning a bit more towards curries. So yeah, it might be curry. What is your favourite snack? Chocolate. I eat a lot of chocolate and sweets, so I'll probably have to hold my hands up for chocolate. When is your birthday? October the 22nd is my birthday. I'm going to be turning 21 this year. Very scary age. I don't want to be getting that old. But yeah, 21 this year, October 22nd. And what part of the UK are you from? I'm from Southampton. I always have been. I probably always will be. I've got a lot of friends here. All my family lives here. So yeah, Southampton is where I currently live. So yeah, all those questions were from DG2K187, so thanks for all those questions. And I'll do one more on this part of the Q&A, and that's from Blu-ray Billy. Shout out to his channel actually as well. He gave me a shout out a couple of weeks ago, so make sure you check him out. He does movie reviews and unboxings, all that sort of thing. His question, he's got two questions. One of them is, have you seen Jaws and what do you think of it? Yes, I have seen Jaws, not for many years. It was a freaky film, I was going to say. I'm not going to be swimming out to sea anytime soon after watching that. But yeah, it was a good film. I'll probably have to see it again soon though. I haven't seen it, like I said, for many years. And out of all the movies you've seen, which one is your favourite? Without a doubt, always has been, always will be, Dumb and Dumber. Of course, the Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels comedy from the 90s. I love that film so much. I can say every line in it. I've watched it probably over 100 times. I can never get bored of it. I can turn it off and then put it back on 5 minutes later and just enjoy it as much as I did the first time. I love that film so much, and I can't wait for the sequel as well. So yeah, Dumb and Dumber, without a doubt, my all-time favourite film. And that's it. This is going to be it for the first part of the Q&A, guys. Watch out for part 2. That will be out very soon. So yeah, thanks for the questions so far, and if I haven't read yours out yet, then I will get to it in part 2. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in part 2.